Greetings. Today we are going to talk about having your own projects as a developer. Somebody calls them pet projects, and it doesn't matter are you a full-time office employee or not. Are you working in a web stack, mobile, or you're a game developer? You may think that the reason is if you have a project, you have a tiny chance to become a successful, self-employed, independent guy. But this is not the main point here. The main point is when you work on your own projects, you learn things that you usually are not able to learn working in a company and being a part of a great team. And this is not about the roles you will have to handle in the project, like business or marketing. I'm talking about the technical stuff. Let's say you work in the office. This is you. I will draw the sunglasses because you're cool. A full-time employee. You have great skills, maybe you even learn something new every day. Your high-level workflow looks something like this. Your company, where you're an employee, drops you to some project. Let's say it's project 1. You work on it for some time and then your company drops you to the next project. Maybe the previous one was released, maybe some other reason. You move to the next project. After some time, company moves you to the third project. And so on. You jump from the project to project, which is great. You learn new technologies every time, but it's an extremely rare case when you come back to the project you worked before. You more often come back to the same client than the same project. And this is a problem, because you don't have enough responsibility for the future of any of these projects. On the other side, if you have your own project, you have to come back to it after some breaks. And so on. And when you come back to it, you have to remember what is going on in the code. You will be impressed how fast you forget 90% of the project code base after the switch to another project. And this is the point when you start to value things that are not important for a temporary engineer, such as code readability, documentation, and so on, because usually you are not going to need it. When you work on your own projects, you have to make the architecture and other technical decisions. And unlike with the office projects, you will be the guy who will see the results of these decisions. And you will be the guy who will feel all the pain from these mistakes. You will learn a ton from it. When you work on your own projects, you can even have some bad practices on purpose, because you don't risk with anyone's business. And when it will hit you to the back, you will get the answer why this practice is bad. Instead of just useless, don't do it because it's not a good practice. When you have your own projects, you learn that unfinished project is the same as no project at all, and get the answer to why you should finish and release your projects. And these are just some of the reasons you will not be able to learn in the office. There are many more. You can read about it, but huge part of engineering is a craft, and craft requires practice. You have to experience it to fully understand, and having this experience, you become extremely valuable for the client, because you start to look at things from a slightly different angle. You start to develop a strategy to make these tech decisions even without knowing the right answer, and think about the project far in the future, and it's a must for the senior level and higher. Having your own projects is the fastest and the most efficient way of learning this side of development I know, because only having your own project you take full responsibility for it and stop relying on your colleagues, team leaders, company architects, etc. You don't do it in the office not because you're a bad professional or not senior enough. You don't do it because you have a different role in the team. For the past 2 years, I've released around 5 own projects. I've learned a lot from it, got a bunch of experience and insights, and I am sharing it with you on this channel. If you're interested and don't want to miss it, you know what to do. And for now, take care.